Hello learners, welcome to NIOS course on painting. In this course, we will learn about various art forms of India. Today, we are going to look into the folk arts of India. This is our fourth lesson of the painting course. First, let's look into the objectives of the lesson. After studying this lesson, you will be able to explain the cultural background of Indian folk art, identify the important regional folk art traditions, describe the materials, techniques and styles used in folk arts. You will be able to analyze the motifs and symbols and the meanings employed in the folk traditions. You will also be able to recognize major ritualistic and decorative folk art forms of India. In today's lesson, we shall explore the fascinating world of folk art of India. Folk arts are not merely decorative creations. They are living expressions of India's cultural traditions, beliefs, rituals and everyday life, passed down from one generation to another. These art forms preserve the memories, values and creativity of local communities. In this lesson, we will learn about the meaning and significance of folk art and study three important folk art traditions of India: Kolam of Tamil Nadu, Pulkari of Punjab and Kanta embroidery of Bengal. Let us begin our journey into the colorful world of Indian folk art. India possesses one of the richest folk art traditions in the world. Long before the development of formal art schools and academies, people expressed their creativity through art made for everyday life, festivals and rituals, social occasions. Folk art is generally created by local artisans and craftsmen who learned their skills through observation and practiced rather than through the formal training, which passed on from generation to generation. These traditions reflect the cultural heritage of communities and are closely connected with the religious, nature, agricultural life and local customs. Folk arts may be broadly classified into three categories. First, the ritualistic folk arts. These are created for religious and ceremonial purposes. Like examples include Kolam, Alpana, Rangoli, Patachitra and Pichavai, etc. Second comes the utilitarian folk arts. These include decorated objects used in daily life such as embroidery, pottery, basketry, wood carving and textile crafts. Thirdly comes the individualistic folk arts. These emerge when artists introduce their personal innovations while retaining the traditional styles and motifs. The motifs found in folk art forms often remain unchanged for centuries. Archaeological discoveries from Indus Valley civilization reveals decorative patterns and terracotta objects that resemble motifs still used in the Indian folk traditions today. Thus, folk art serves as a bridge connecting India's ancient past and its vibrant present. Firstly, let's look into the kolam. Here you can see the picture of the kolam made by a woman. It's a sacred floor art of South India. Here what we see is titled as floor painting with kalashas, which is in the kolam style, which is made in rice paste, and pigments are used in this particular making. Let us now explore kolam, one of the most beautiful floor art traditions of South India. Kolam is widely practiced in Tamil Nadu and neighboring regions. Every morning, women clean the entrance of their houses and decorate the ground with the intricate designs known as kolam. The tradition becomes particularly elaborate during the festivals such as Pongal, the harvest festival of Tamil Nadu. Kolam designs are created using the rice flour, limestone powder, or colored powders. Before drawing of these particular columns, the ground is sprinkled with the water to make it slightly moist, and then the artist releases the fine rice flour between the thumb and forefinger, moving it along the hand continuously across the surface, which is made of many different patterns and motifs. The beauty of kolam lies in the smooth and uninterrupted flow of lines. Creating these intricate patterns requires patience, concentration, and years of practice. The designs are usually geometric or floral in nature. Common motifs include flowers, lamps, pots, birds, leaves, and symbols, which are associated with the prosperity and good fortune. But kolam is much more than the decoration. It reflects a philosophy of harmony with nature. Since rice flour is used, birds, insects, and ants can feed on it. Thus, the practice symbolizes compassion towards all living beings. Kolam also represents the welcoming of prosperity, happiness, and positive energy into the household. Today, researchers have even studied kolam designs as examples of mathematical symmetry and geometric pattern making. Kolam therefore combines art, spirituality, ecology, and math in a unique cultural tradition. Now, let's take a small break and continue with our lesson. Welcome back, learners. We were discussing kolam, and now let's look into the pulkari, which is the embroidery heritage of Punjab. Here is one example which is from your self-learning materials, which is titled as Chadar, and it's in the pulkari style. Medium is the embroidery on the cloth with the colored threads. And this tradition is celebrated embroidery art of Punjab. The word pulkari literally means flower work. For centuries, women of Punjab have embroidered colorful textiles for weddings, festivals, and family celebrations. These embroidery pieces often formed an important part of the bride's dowry. Fulkari is traditionally worked on the hand-woven cotton cloth known as khadar using brightly colored silk threads. The embroidery is usually done from the reverse side of the fabric using running stitches. Although the name means flower work, many Fulkari designs are geometric rather than the floral. Common motifs include triangles, diamond shapes, squares, star shaped, and zigzag patterns. These shapes are arranged repeatedly to create balanced and harmonious compositions. Golden yellow is one of the most important colors used in Fulkari. It reflects the golden wheat fields that characterize the agricultural landscape of Punjab. The richness of Fulkari lies not only in its colors but also its symbols. Each embroidery textiles reflects the emotions, aspirations, and artistic skills of women who create them. In traditional Punjabi society, embroidery was both an creative activity and a means of cultural expression. Today, Fulkari has gained international recognition and remains one of India's most admired textile traditions. Now, let's look into Kantha. This is the storytelling textiles of Bengal. Here is the example from your self-learning material. This is from Bengal, and the style you can see it as Kantha stitching, and the medium is embroidery on silk with colored threads. Coming from this eastern part of India, this explores the beautiful embroidery tradition known as Kantha. Kantha originated in Bengal and is one of the finest examples of sustainable folk art. Traditionally, old saris and dhotis were layered together and stitched to create quilts and other household items. Instead of discarding worn out textiles, women transformed them into beautiful embroideries at their house. Kantha embroidery demonstrates how creativity and resourcefulness can work together. The stitching is generally done using running stitch, chain stitch, and decorative embroidery techniques. The motifs used in Kantha are inspired by everyday life. Artists depict various forms like flowers and leaves, birds and animals, rural landscapes, religious symbols, folk tales, festivals, human figures, historical personalities, etc. Each Kantha textile tells a story. It reflects the experiences, observations, and imagination of the women who create them. The examples shown in this particular lessons features a horse rider carrying a umbrella surrounded by birds, flowers, and decorative vines. The stylized forms reveal the influence of Bengal's famous Kalighat painting tradition. Kantha embroidery is not merely a decorative piece, it serves as a visual record of social life and cultural memory. Today, Kantha has evolved into an internationally appreciated textile art form and is widely used in fashion, home decor, and contemporary designs. Now, let's have a comparison of these three art forms, which gives a quick idea to study. Kolam is a floor decoration tradition of Tamil Nadu made using rice flour and colored powders. Fulkari is an embroidery tradition of Punjab created with silk threads on cotton fabric. Kantha is an embroidery textile tradition of Bengal created from layered fabrics and decorated with narrative motifs. Coming to Kolam, which is primarily a ritualistic one, and Fulkari and Kantha are primarily textile arts. Kolam focuses on geometric and symbolic floor designs, whereas Fulkari emphasizes geometric embroidery with patterns. Coming to Kantha embroidery, which uses a storytelling motifs inspired by daily life. Together, they showcase the remarkable diversity of Indian folk traditions. Thank you for joining this lesson on folk arts of India. In the next lesson, we will continue our exploration of Indian artistic traditions and discover more fascinating forms of visual expression. Thank you.